Ego and Vice, episode 104, The Fly Downs.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Born and raised in South Bay, lower class punk ass, I was Northwood grade. I had it made. Spent my nights drinking with my mates. Just a short bus ride up to PA. Red River Red. Then I hit the wall and I knew I had to bounce. They still say that 19 years ago, well, I got the hell out. From time to time you may see me hanging around. Now I feel like a stranger in this town. Crossing roads is where I learned to play. Westwood Tavern's where I learned.
Hey, this is Mike. This is Ego and Vice. This is episode 104. This is a very special episode of Ego and Vice because it is the first time in a long time that I've had actual guests right here in Southwood Studio. And those guests are the Fly Downs, made up of Jesse Brewer, Shane Mahar, Alex Hodges, and Matt Sove. Unfortunately, Matt couldn't join us today, but Shane, Alex, and Jesse are here. I've also been given the privilege from the guys in the Fly Downs, plus their record company called Thousand Island Records, to debut the brand new single from the Fly Downs called The Fabric of Humanity. Now, this is going to be rad. I was like, where do I put it? I was going to put it in the middle of the podcast. I was going to put maybe at the end of the podcast, so you had to kind of wait through till you got it. But you know what? I'm just going to play it right now. Like, why wait? After the song, I have a nice long conversation with the guys, just shooting the shit in studio. But first, this is, right here on Ego and Vice, the brand new single from the Fly Downs. This is Fabric of Humanity.
Fabric of humanity is hanging by a thread in desperate times. I wonder why the seamstresses are all bound to gag their message to the world. We're on and die. The past us by. I guess it shows. The death by a million vacant cries. I wanna see your message carved in stone. The ground quakes, the air shakes. My bugs tell me that it is here, and I know it's somewhere. The moment it all becomes clear, with the stitches torn and the seamstress gone, the hope we had turns into fear. But don't worry, I am still right by your side. If our fists become formality, we'll buckle from the stress, no end in sight. Can't give up. All that ever happens is we'll show it in our temperature is known. Nobody knows how cold I am. I'm with you all until the end of time. I don't wanna face it on my own. The ground quakes, the air shakes.
Hey, this is Mike. This is Ego and Vice, and something I haven't done in a long time. This is a spotlight series. When I first started Ego and Vice, I used to do the episodes, but every once in a while, I'd actually have a band in. Just they're all sitting here, and this is also the first actual human beings I've had in South Hood Studio to do a podcast in probably like 4 years. So, hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, happy to be here.
Yeah, they are the Fly Downs. They are a local Ottawa punk rock band who are reaching huge successes in the punk rock world and in the Ottawa world. And I don't know, who are you? Where are you from?
Shane from Ottawa, born and raised.
Drummer
Drummer from the Fly Downs.
and several other bands.
No,
Really?
this is it, man.
You
This
gotta
is my jam.
You gotta be rented out. I'm gonna rent you.
Oh, go ahead.
Nice. I need a drummer for Goat. Anyway, who are you from? Where are you from? Hey man,
Yeah.
aren't you in fucking Post?
Yeah, I am. I'm in T-Rex Marathon, and the last time I was on the podcast talked about Pandemonium also. Not doing that anymore. But happy to be back. It's cool to be here again in person after so many years.
Bass player.
Yeah, bass player.
Did
That's
you
right.
say that? I might not have.
I didn't
heard you say
even
that.
say that. I didn't even talk about the Fly Downs. I play bass in the Fly Downs.
Cool.
Really?
It's news to me.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. It's nice for having you guys here.
Thanks for having us, man.
Oh yeah, I forgot about you. I mean, who are you? Where are you from?
I'm Jesse. I'm from.
Oh yeah. We were talking off air. Well, before we go down that road. Alex has been here before. You were here in the first season like 6 years ago, like 2017.
Holy.
And Jesse was like guest 6
I'm an OG.
way back in the day. And Jesse's kind of like furniture around here because this is like his third time coming back. But
Shit.
it's always good because he's a great guest. You guys are all great guests. So let's talk about the Fly Down. What the fuck's going on? What's going on in your lives anyway? How are you post-pandemic? Or what did you do during the pandemic? So many questions. Just start talking. Who gives a shit?
I hid and I just stayed inside my house other than working. Wore my mask everywhere. Didn't do anything. Didn't go to shows. Just trying to stay safe. But it seems less scary now. So now I go out and I do stuff.
Well, it's very responsible of you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like, Jesse's always been a really responsible guy, you know?
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Real,
Immature but responsible.
Yeah.
real grown up.
Yes.
And yeah, I think like during the pandemic days when things did like, it went in waves, right? When things would lighten up, we'd get together and like we started writing new material a lot. And yeah, we didn't have the capacity really to do like full jams. So it was like we would go over to Shane's apartment and pack into his like little office that was smaller than this room and just like slam out demos. And
I think we progressed pretty far in the pandemic, honestly. A
Actually,
lot
yeah.
of the new music was made in the pandemic.
yeah, we're working on a new album right now.
I mean, you have
so,
4 years to fine-tune music.
We're done writing it. We just have to record it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Studio soon.
I think it's good that you guys stayed together and held the band together. I'm sure a lot of bands didn't. Like Goat. That wasn't a pandemic thing though. That was just a fucking
Human behavior.
that was it just couldn't stay together. Like the pandemic couldn't stop us. It was our own fucking anyway. But that's good. Yeah, I know. I'm sure a lot of bands didn't make it, and I don't know, to come out the other side, especially with the new record. And you guys, how long have you guys been together now as you guys?
Well, the band started in 2016, and Alex joined in late 2017. So.
And Matt, who's not here with us today.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy.
Unfortunately, who plays guitar. He joined us a year ago.
About a
Yeah,
year.
A little over a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's been a great addition to the band. Like the new stuff that we've been working on is just like a level above all the previous material, thanks
Yeah.
to him.
Matt adds another dynamic that we didn't really know was needed. We had an inkling, but now that we hear it, it's like, holy shit, what have we been doing?
All right. Well, he's not here to defend himself, so let's talk. Let's talk about Matt. Where's he from? Where'd you find him?
Where is he? Oh,
Matt's
he's from Carleton Place.
He's from the outskirts of Ottawa, like the valley.
He's from Carleton Place. He's a very funny guy. He fits with us musically, and he fits with our, just how we are.
He's been doing the punk thing for a bit too. Like he had Set Fire and the Know It Alls, and
He's a seasoned veteran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely glad we hung out. Or
Super
held
cool
out for
guy.
him.
Yeah, it took us a really long time to settle on. Like, we tossed around the idea for about 2 years of adding a second guitar player, and it just, like, we talked about a few different people, and it never really sort of panned out until Jesse pitched Matt one day in the group chat, and he was like, "Do you guys want to have Matt in the band?" And we were like, "Yeah." And he was
Believe
like,
we didn't think of it
"Do we-
earlier. Like,
"Do we want him to audition?" And we were like, "No,
No.
just put him. He's on the roster now."
Put him in, coach.
That's good though, because I think fucking guitar players are a dime a dozen. They really are. So you could add one at any time. It's hard to find somebody that's going to fit your dynamic and your chemistry and shit that that you'll want there. Because the last thing you want to do is be at band practice where normally it's all just that good feel, like that good kind of energy, and then all of a sudden there's this person where you have to stop being that band, and then you got to cater to like the other person. And
Yeah.
well, that's Jesse in
it's
our
been-
band.
it's
But yeah,
Oh, yeah. I'm very high maintenance.
we all have to cater to him.
It's,
Yes.
it's definitely easier when it just kind of he comes in and it's like he's already always been there type of shit. Yeah,
That's exactly the way it was with him.
Okay, so tell us about Thousand Island Records.
Yep.
Oh, look at you're wearing the hat.
Yeah, I represent.
Nice.
That's cool. How did that come about?
Well, I started doing stuff with them. They have a webzine called Punkanormal Activity.
Oh yeah.
And I started doing kind of journalism, like writing record reviews, interviewing bands and stuff. So I became friends with them through that medium, if you will. And the friendship grew. I'd go to Pooza with them, stay at their house, and I became really good friends with them. And finally, when we had the band together and, we finally had an album ready, we had asked them for the first EP we did, about it, and they didn't take us on for that. The production just wasn't good, and it just wasn't the right timing. But when we finally had our shit recorded for at this point in time, we sent it to them, not expecting anything, but we were like, hey, we'll take a shot. And eventually they got back to us. So like, yeah, we'd love to have you on. And now here we are.
So, coming from someone who's never actually, it's like a record label. Like, what are your responsibilities on a record label? Do you have to make money?
Yeah, so it's not like sort of the kind of 360 deal that like major labels often have with artists and stuff, where they're like, oh, like we own your music and like your masters are ours and stuff. It's more of like a distribution deal type
Sweet.
thing where they help us sort of with like administrating all the Spotify and getting our music out there and getting stuff up in their merch shop and helping us print like physical music. Like,
Yeah.
we wouldn't, if it weren't for Thousand Islands, there's no way we would have gotten that record on vinyl, like, which is a really cool sort of thing to get under, like, check off your bucket list, like, released an album on vinyl. Like, that was really something, yeah, we never would have been able to do without them. So yeah, it's just like distribution support mainly, and then like access to their networks as well. And
What do they get out of it?
they get like,
What do you have to do for them?
they get like a cut, like I can't remember how much it
forget
is
what the
of
percentage
the
is.
streaming and the vinyl sales and
Yeah.
whatnot. But
Okay.
They get a cut once they sell more of our records, which I don't think they've sold enough to make their money back yet. But that's why you should go and buy them. And
yeah, we're gonna
support-
blow up soon.
Support Thousand Islands Records.
It's right around the corner.
Absolutely. It's a
And-
good Canadian company.
So many good bands on
and
there.
And I was looking at that. It's got crazy bands. It's got like Belvedere and 10-Foot Pole. Trash Ambulance is on that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
my-
they were
my-
one of the first bands.
Yeah.
La Armada is another good one that's on there. Qualia and the Five Ancestors of the Great Maryland Kingdom.
It's a
I
mouthful.
love that band.
You said what now?
They're from like Greece. Yeah, there's
cool.
a lot of European and American bands on the label as well, which is like really cool. We've got like a bit of a global family that we're a part of now, you know?
Yeah, that's cool, man. Like I know Josh Hotta from Trash Ambulance. We're buds. He started his own thing too, the High End Denim Records. Have you seen that?
I have.
Yeah, it's kind of I guess it's kind of the same thing. It's more of a distribution type of
Yeah,
type of business where it's like he'll help you get a little further than you normally would type of thing, which I think is amazing because I honestly don't think bands. Well, I guess you know what bands need. It's not like in the old days where you needed like a record deal. We have to make it, get a record deal, and then you sign your music away and you sign your life away, and then you end up getting dropped off the label because you don't make sales, and then you owe the company like $8 million or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Basically, what you need is I think you need a good tour manager, a good fucking like a distribution person like you guys have. And that, because you can do a lot of it yourself now too, right? It's just like you don't need the big machine. You don't have to sign on the dotted line and be like, okay, well, I hope we signed it.
Yeah,
I think you can take way more control out of your stuff, yet still partner with awesome things that will improve your overall, your brand. So.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice too, not like you think of the classic. You get signed to a record label and you get signed for 5 records, and you have to write 5 records in such an amount of time. I like that it's not that, because when you're writing music, there's no pressure. You're just writing it because you like to do it and you're enjoying it, and there's no like you need to put out another album by the end of this year. You're getting a boot up the ass.
I think that's always been a part of the ethos of our band too, is like we're here to do it because we like doing it, like there's no like illusions about becoming like a rock star and making like millions of dollars off of doing this. Like we're not in it for the money.
Illusions of
A little bit of money.
grandeur.
A little bit of money is nice.
A little bit of money's nice. Like it's nice when it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg to do music, but it's not. Yeah, there's no kind of like we all have our lives and our other like projects going on and our jobs and
Sure.
For the Flydowns, we had every intention of putting out the music ourselves anyway.
Right.
So like when Thousand Islands approached us, it was just that one extra step.
I think it's really nice. It's a really pat on the back to be recognized, and networking is great because it also inspires you to do well for not just yourselves but for them as well. And that it's getting to places, and that people are interested, so it puts that much more kind of push behind you. It lights a fire under your butt too, because like you said, you can make the music for yourself and fucking release it on Spotify and say, "Oh, people listen to it." But if someone's like, "Hey, we like your shit. We're gonna send you a hat." Did you buy that hat, or did they send you that hat?
So it was at Music for Cancer last year. I was doing merch for Straight Line, and we were right next to the Thousand Islands table, and I was like, "Hey Bruno, how much are the hats?" And he was like, "Oh, like whatever, I can't remember how much it was." And I was like, I start pulling out my wallet. He's like, "Dude, you're on the label, stop." And he takes the hat and he puts it on my head, and he like shooed me away. He was like, just take the hat, man.
Yeah.
They're great people.
He probably gave it to you because he's a huge fan of Post, really. Because Shane and I never.
Yeah,
got one.
he's like, you can only wear it when you're in the fly down, so you can't wear it when you're in that Post band. You have to send me royalties every time you wear that hat. Anyway. No, but I mean, it's true. That's awesome. Congratulations, guys, and it's well deserved though, because you guys have been working hard, and your music's dope.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah, and I've known Jesse forever, and he's like, I know his song. We've played acoustic shows together.
We have.
So I know you guys all write together, but Jesse, I've always known him for his songs and his stuff and his acoustic stuff.
He's a
too,
songwriting machine.
He doesn't stop.
Oh,
yeah.
I feel like if I ever get murdered by them, it's because I wrote too many songs and I just
We
annoyed the
just
hell
need him
out
to
of them.
stop.
Yeah, that's the only way.
No. Wait, make sure you have like a big bag of songs, and then he can stop first. So
Yeah.
that's probably the way it's
Well,
going.
you're probably good to go now.
Honestly, there's like we've got like a whole album written, and then Jesse writes the songs on acoustic guitar and like works out kind of the structure and stuff, and then brings the song in, and we all like flesh it out and whatnot. And so at that like acoustic level, what do you have, like 20 more songs like backed up that?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Or if not more.
So and then especially like during the pandemic when you had nothing to do, it was just like every week it'd be like, "Hey guys, I wrote another song." And it's like, dude, we can't even get to you to help you finish writing the songs. Like,
God damn it.
slow
Jesse.
down, bro.
Do you still get to them though? Like the one, say you wrote like song 1, you say, "Hey guys, I have a song," but you're still working on all these like fly down songs, and then you write 20 more. Do you still care about number 1, or are you just always working on 18, 19, 20?
Well, I'll put them in the chat, and sometimes the guys will be like, "Whoa, that's freaking awesome! We have to practice that next time." Or sometimes it'll be dead air, and I'll just be like, "Oh, okay, I'll move on to the next one."
Right. So this
riffs.
potentially great song has been shelved for the shiny new toy.
Yeah, but sometimes I turn those into my acoustic songs too.
I was gonna ask, are they all for fly downs?
Usually they start off as what could be a fly down song, and if they don't get much attention from these scoundrels, then I turn it into a acoustic.
Gotcha. But they can all be converted from the acoustic to
Mostly, yeah.
I guess it's all your brain, so it can work it out somehow. That's
yeah.
cool.
Mostly they can be transposed into or stay acoustic, I guess would be the term.
Yeah. But what you gonna do with those?
I don't know. Maybe
Make
I'll
a
start
record?
selling songs to other people. You want a song? Go and buy a song. Hey,
I
man,
love.
I'll buy 10.
I got a trench coat. Like, hey man, you guys, I got some songs in here, man.
Honestly, I love acoustic punk rock songs. I love like when punk bands play punk and then they release like it was kind of a trend a few years ago. Maybe it is
Punk goes
still a trend,
acoustic.
and then they
Punk
go
goes
acoustic
acoustic.
and they play their songs and all they do is slow them down. There's this Fat Records band that's been around since the 90s. They're pretty legendary, and I've always been like a super big fan of them. And then they released this record like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was all the old punk songs, but they slowed them down, and they're all like, "Ah," and it was the worst piece of shit I ever listened to. Like, I barely got through the fucking thing. It was just like, you pretentious fuck. Is there just oh man, it's just like, release an acoustic record of the punk songs as the punk songs, just acoustic. Don't slow them down and make them all
Yeah.
sappy and weighty and shit. Like fucking what's that thing called?
A piano?
Piano in the What's that thing called? Get the fuck out of here.
Mike gesturing frantically. What's this thing?
That big thing with the white fucking things on it.
Yeah, really.
Anyway, I love acoustic punk shit when people just play punk songs on acoustic, because acoustic has this weird kind of bubble around it where you gotta sing sad bastard shit.
Yeah.
Man, when we do acoustic shows, I think you're fucking acoustic. Like, I can tell they're fly down songs, or when you actually play fly down songs on the acoustic, they're rad, man, because they're just real, right? They're not trying to be anything but what they are, and I respect that. Yeah. Okay, so let's play a song. What do you guys want to hear or play?
I think we'll play one off of, at this point in time, I'm really thinking we should play The Ballad of Richard William Johnson.
Okay, what's that one about?
So that's the only song I didn't write the lyrics about, and essentially what it is a dick joke song that isn't a dick joke song. So initially we wanted to make it a secret song because it's, it's a dick joke song. But we're like, you know what, fuck it. We'll just put it right in the middle of the album. Because it's kind of making fun of, how Green Day did that, I'm all by myself, and it was a secret song. So we're kind of making fun of those, but we're also trying to show we don't take ourselves too seriously. So we're just like, fuck it, we'll put it right in the middle of the album. And it's like less than a minute long, kind of a hardcore sort of skate punk song.
Okay, so I think it's brave, because I think you should always be forthcoming with your dick jokes. Mm-hmm. Don't hide. Don't hide your dick jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right in the middle, bro.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the Fly Downs, and this is what's it called?
The Ballad of Richard William Johnson.
A dick joke. This is Ego and Vice.
This is totally not a dick joke song. No. This song's totally not about dicks. This is totally not a dick joke song. No. This song's totally not about dicks. Dick.
So, where did you record at this point in time? Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all right. We recorded that at Apartment 2 Studios. What was the name of the gentleman that did the actual
Oh
recording?
yeah, Scott. So Scott Burniston was
Nice.
in the studio with us to do the tracking, and then Topon did all of the mixing and mastering for the album. Absolute legend.
Fun fact, Scott co-wrote The Ballad of Richard William Johnson with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was just like Jesse was like, "Hey, I have this riff," and then it was like an in studio thing. Scott and Shane sat down and just came up with a bunch of
Dick joke
dick
puns.
jokes. Yeah, and then just we slapped it all together and we were like, "Yeah, that's going on there. It has to be on the album."
And they forced me to sing it.
Yeah,
We did
absolutely.
at knife point.
No regrets.
No, just kidding. But yeah, Scott came up with the vocal melody, and then because I had a different melody in mind, but then Scott was like, it should be like this, and then and they wrote the lyrics, and we busted it out that day.
It was done within like an hour.
It's so much fun.
Something.
It was fun.
Cool.
Yeah, no, the whole studio experience there, like Apartment 2 is such a... Well, it's like, it's literally a studio in a basement apartment. You just hang out, sit on the couch, take your turns going into the booth, recording your stuff. Like, we did a live session there once, too. So all three of us packed into the live room. And that stuff you can find on Apartment 2's YouTube. And even that, just like a super great time. It's always a fun time working with those guys.
Where's Apartment 2? Where is that located?
In Vanier.
Vanier.
Just off
Really?
Montreal Road by Saint Laurent.
Cool. Do you know who the owner is? Like who the guy?
It's Topon.
Oh,
Topon
okay,
Das.
sorry, you probably already answered that. But
Yeah, so he
get
also is a lot of people in the scene remember him from his time doing sound at Decuff and Mavericks. He did that for a long time. And then like back when I was booking a lot of shows, he was basically the booking manager at Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
He was essentially running the operations of the whole place for a while, and then he decided to take a step back and focus more on the studio. But there's a lot of people in the scene who don't want to let him just do that, and he gets hired out for a lot of shows still, where people are like, I wouldn't rather have anyone else behind the board for this gig. So
when you guys are recording though, how do you do you let someone produce your stuff, or do you just get it engineered? Like you do all your pre-production, this is the song, this is the way it sounds, we're not changing unless there's like a good idea, but it's pretty much fleshed out, ready to go, right?
yeah, so I would say that mostly it's a lot of the way there, and then the things like some melodies might change in the studio, but the vocals, I mean, you can probably speak to this more, Jesse, but I think the vocals happen a bit more organically in studio. Like there's a bit more of that like input and kind of figuring out how we're going to get it. Like it'll be like 50 to 75% of the way there, and then the polishing kind of happens.
Yeah, a lot of the harmonies definitely come in the studio, or at least for this album. It might change for our next album because we're really putting a lot of work in the pre-production. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think we pretty much, I mean, there wasn't a lot of producing on that album, I would say. It was pretty much what we had is what we went in with, and we didn't change too much.
Yeah. I get that. I've never... I don't know if that's an ego thing for me, but I produce my own stuff. I've always have. Like, I'm open to like changes and stuff when I go up to the studio, but I've recorded everything up at Skylark Park with Jordan in Pembroke, Jordan Zadarozny, and it's like he knows exactly what, like maybe the very first thing he was like, well, maybe do this, and then over the last like 20 years, it's like I'll write the songs and I'll pre-production them at home, and I'll go up and I'll just do them. I wonder what that would be like to go up and be like, here's some ideas, make a song out of it, Mr. Producer. That's weird. Mm-hmm. Where are you guys going to do for the second one? Do you know where you're going to go? Where you're going to record it?
Yeah, we're going to go with Cameron Dunn at
Hillside.
Studio, yeah.
Yeah, Cameron's been on the show, actually. He's a good dude.
He is.
I just listened to that podcast like a week ago. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we love Cam, and we love all the stuff that we've done with him so far, because we did a live session with him for one of the songs off at this point in time. We did Raving Reviews, like a year before the album came out. We released the live version that we did with him, and we just love all the stuff that he does. And we have a song that we've already recorded with him that is going to show up on the next album, but we had like a super great time doing that with him, and love his space and the way he goes about things, and he really knows how to record a really good punk record.
Yeah, Cameron was fucking top notch, man. I love that guy, and I just kept in touch with him, and I know he moved. He said he moved, and he's in a. I haven't been to the new location.
It's
Beautiful.
nice. Yeah.
But I know he just recorded some friends of mine when we were talking about. Oh, do you guys remember Sarah? She was in Goat. We haven't talked about her at all. Her band Wet for Days.
Yeah.
Her band, they just recorded
they
up there.
just
I saw
did.
that. So Cameron's doing really well, and I'm glad that his reputation is, getting bigger because he's a good dude. And
He deserves
I called him up. Oh God, it was probably about a month ago, and I hadn't decided what was going to happen to because I don't have a drummer or a bass player in Goat, so I was like, I'll just fucking play it myself because I can play drums. And I called him up and I was like, how much would you charge me to come in and like just play the drums? And he quoted me some ridiculous price, so I said, fuck you, man. No, I didn't say that. No, it was reasonable. It was reasonable, but then I said, but I'm not the best drummer, so it might take a while. And he's like, yeah, man, just come in and we'll fucking hash it out. And I changed my mind. Thanks, Cam. I probably saved you a lot of fucking headache, but whatever. Yeah, recording's great, man. I'm in the studio right now, so it'd be nice to have a band to record with, but apparently I have a drummer part-time now.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Anytime.
We'll loan out Shane.
You're like
for
an
sure.
anomaly, though, because you're a drummer and you're only in one fucking band? That's amazing.
No one poaches our Shaney.
No, we'll let you have. We'll lend him out to Mike. That's
Yeah, that's
I would.
Oh, thanks, guys.
I would gladly join you. Absolutely.
yeah, if it gets him out of the fly downs.
Yeah,
Oh,
really.
boy.
One time away from these morons.
I'll be
Son of a
easy on
bitch.
you, too, because I'm a part-time guy, so, yeah. So what else do you guys want to talk about? Anything coming up? Any shows coming up? Hey, what's going on with touring and stuff? Do you guys ever hit the road?
Yeah, we actually had a whole big tour lined up for the for that album. Actually, we had it ready to go for. I think it was like 2020. We were starting.
Yeah, remember
to really get it
2020?
together, and then the pandemic hit and fucked everything.
The funny thing about 2020.
Yeah, the funny thing.
It was funny because we released an album on a record label, but like couldn't do anything with it. It was just
Yeah.
out there. Like couldn't go anywhere to do anything, but it
so
was there.
it was
Thank
really
God for the internet.
like
Right?
yeah, it was so good to have like their distribution support during that time because trying to get an album out to ears that want to hear it while like everyone is online just absorbing like tons of content like through all of the noise and everything, like there's a lot of competition. So yeah, it was a whole different thing releasing an album like while everyone's just staying at home hanging out on the internet kind of thing.
Yeah. You'd think like a pandemic would be a time to discover new music and shit like that, but I didn't find a lot of new music during the pandemic because I didn't want to hear a lot of music, I think. But I guess, man, yeah, it's a bad timing for everybody, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we plan to tour with once we drop the new album. We're definitely going to tour on that one.
Yeah, get out and play shows supporting that because it's like, I mean, it's our best material yet. So we definitely want people to hear it, and yeah, there's a lot of good spots to play that are not like too far away kind of thing, and we have a lot of friends now across Canada in the punk scene that we like, another Thousand Islands band that we could possibly hop on the road with and go out and play a string of shows. It would be so nice. Yeah, it's been a while since we've hit the road. I think the last time we did like a multi-day run even was like 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the older you get too, it's funny how you just start having more responsibilities, that kind of stuff. You get kids like in the Riptides, like we would tour more, but it's just life comes first, right? And
Absolutely.
yeah, but I think the older you get, it's like the harder it's even when you're on the road, it's like you're super happy to be there, but you miss the creature comforts of your old life and your comfy couch and shit.
It's really physically demanding.
It really is.
And even so, like the last tour that I was on, I was driving and doing merch and stuff for Straight Line when they were touring with Belvedere and Darko and Walt Hamburger. And even just that, like, yeah, like there's nights where, there's only 4 spots on the couch for people to sleep, so one person's going to have to be on the floor kind of thing, and then you're getting up the next day and driving for 7 hours, and it wrecks you. And I'm not even that old. Like,
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, like,
I'm
if
not
I
that
Alex
if
is about 10
say
years
I'm-
our junior, right?
You little
So-
bastard.
Yeah.
if I say I'm under 30, everyone gets like, "Oh, you don't even know. Your back doesn't even hurt yet. Your knees probably still work. Just wait."
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what they're all
And how do you
telling me.
feel about that when they say that to you?
Well, I
He's got some pent up emotional.
I feel kind of lucky sometimes, you know. Like, it does. I guess it helps, you know. Like it puts it into perspective. I'm able to feel grateful about where I am in my life, and
That's good.
Well,
man.
shut up.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah, that's why you have low lives like us around you, so you can feel good about yourself, huh?
So, as far as local stuff, do you guys still go see shows? Do you still go out? Do you still do stuff? I know you're in a bunch of bands. What about you two bums?
Yeah, I just went out and saw Off With Their Heads last night.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
I think I saw you there.
What did he call me in the chat? What was it again? What was the name he used for me?
I forget.
It wasn't nincompoop. It was something along those lines.
That I used?
Yeah, you're like,
Oh.
you were just like, oh, I want to talk to that
Bozo?
Bozo.
Bozo. That's right. And I'm like, I'm such a bozo. It's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. But yeah, I don't go to as many as since the pandemic started. I've just stopped going to as many shows. I don't know. I was being around a big group of people, like I'm not as scared as I was now, but I don't know. I just don't go to as many shows as I used to. But I kind of wish that I did.
yeah, it's I feel like as an attendee, I'm definitely not out at as many as I used to. Like, there's a couple of bigger shows this summer, like you know, like concert level like stuff that, like, I went to Montreal a couple of weeks ago to see a band that I like. Like, I got tickets to see Belvedere the next time that they're coming through Ottawa in a few weeks there. But yeah, it's like you fall out of the habit of being in crowds, you know, and then when you go out, you're like, oh my god, there's a lot of people here. Like, this is like 10 times as many people as I see on a daily basis.
I don't see as many shows, but I try to support. Like, the podcast is kind of my way of giving back, as opposed to
Yeah.
going out every, like, on a random Thursday and standing there by myself with a bunch
of people you don't
with a bunch
know.
of people 20 years younger than me, and kind of like, go. But you know, I'm trying my best. Is there some local stuff that you guys that you've seen lately? Because I heard that the Ottawa music scene is really just blowing up right now.
It's
like,
starting
just
to come back.
Amazing bands.
There's a lot of
and
good stuff.
I had
right
Andrew
now.
LaSalle on. He's the guitar player in Holy Christopher from Ottawa, and he does sound at like various clubs throughout Ottawa, and he was just raving about all the bands in Ottawa right now, and I was just like, I totally have to check some of this shit out, but I don't know who to watch. I guess.
Yeah, I know.
You guys got any?
There's a couple of like female-fronted punk bands that just came out on the market. There's one called Pink Cloud Summer. I haven't seen them live yet, but their songs are really good, so I'm definitely hoping to check them out live. Sugar Bomb is another one. We just played with them a few weeks ago, actually. But yeah, there's all kinds of bands popping up now, and they're all really good.
Yeah, another one that comes to mind that we played with at the end of last year was Speed Bump Sally. They're a new band on the scene, like old friends. Like, we know everyone in that band from like previous bands that they've been in, but really dig their sound and what they're doing. That was, yeah, it's a very good band, very worth checking out.
Cool. Shane?
No, I got nothing.
Shane just stays at home.
I just did on you.
That's okay, Shane.
It's okay.
I just realized that we didn't have the click track on. We're gonna have to redo this whole interview.
It's gonna be it's gonna be all over the
It's
place.
all off time.
Oh no.
A few more things we'll cover. We don't have to fucking beat this dead horse too much longer. As far as places to play in Ottawa after the pandemic, how many did we lost a lot of places? I think, like,
Yeah.
what are the main things now still, like Cafe de Cuff?
Yes.
Is Maverick still a venue for
So
fly downs for, or is that like more of a cowboy bar now?
I've
Like,
heard
what's going on?
rumors. I don't want to get into it, but
I've heard they made a post recently, like a new kind of like, you know, Facebook sponsored ad campaign or whatever. A couple of people have been sending it to me because they're advertising free booking for bands and whatnot, and new management, which is part of the appeal for a lot of people. Because, I mean, not to get too into it, but there was there was a bit there where a lot of local bands decided that they weren't going to be playing or booking at Mavericks anymore for a while. But
All right.
the new renovations look great. You know, they updated since COVID, but Cafe de Cuff as well looks so much better now with the facelift that it got over the pandemic, and it's just like it's a staple for a reason, right? And it's just even better now.
Well, probably wouldn't have been hard to approve Mavericks because it was basically just a big empty room. Like there wasn't even a place to sit down in there. It was just literally a big empty fucking room with a bar in it.
Yeah.
Anyway. What about like the 27 Club? Is that still open for bands? Or
I think
you got to
so,
be
yeah.
a big shot to get in there.
I
Been there in
haven't
a long time.
I haven't been there in quite a while.
We used to do emo night there.
The
Yeah,
sign is still
they
up.
probably
It's
still do.
it's right beside the Dominion, so the sign is still up. I assume they're still doing stuff. Although I haven't really seen shows that are targeted towards me anyway show up. But
I feel like a lot of the ones that used to be at the 27 Club, like I think about Spectrasonic shows, like a lot of that stuff is happening at Club Saw now.
Yeah,
which
Saw.
also
It's
got an
another
update in the
place.
last
Yeah.
couple of years, and like the old Club Saw was it was one of those like it's just an empty room, except they didn't even have a bar, but now they do. They've got like the full. It's like a legit room, like with a stage and lights and sound and bar and it's like a venue that you can actually do a show at.
Cool.
I'll plug Avant-Garde all day.
Hey, I
Yes.
was going to give a shout out to Avant-Garde
Place
for
is
sure.
rock and roll, man.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
we have a great time every time we play there.
Yeah.
and Alex is super cool, nice guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite places to go, even just to kind of check a band out or just to hang out.
Yeah.
It's fun, it's chill, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I really love acoustic gigs there. Like it's just like it's such a nice intimate setting.
Well, where were you when me and Jesse played our acoustic gig there?
I feel like
You dirt bag.
What's going on here?
I definitely was playing a show with another band, I think.
Oh, I see.
That's just I'm such a piece of shit.
I know, right?
Yeah. No, Avant-Garde's great.
I guess that's everything, eh? Like as far as places to play. Wow, that's not many, man.
Like we lost what was that one that was on Bank there? Babylon? Was that on
Yeah,
Bank?
Babylon. I thought
Yeah.
that was more of a dance
What
club,
about
though.
Barrymore's
the
still
Brass
there?
Monkey?
I don't even know.
Oh, the Brass Monkey is
yeah.
if you're willing to get all the way out to Nepean, the Brass Monkey,
A great venue.
yeah, just played a show there last night and and every other band sounded amazing. I don't know what we sounded like, but it was a really good time, and it's like Mavericks but better. It's bigger. It's got all of like the good seating. Like the pool tables don't take up all of the moshing space. You know, like yeah, it's just really, really well set up. It's just too bad that it's like a little bit out of the way for some people, but I mean for like the college crowd, I guess it's all the people living in Deerfield, all those punks.
Did you guys ever play have you ever seen like rock shows at like Irene's or anything? Or is that more of a
I feel like cover bands at Irene's, maybe. Like I've never been, but I've
mics.
heard
Yeah, same.
of.
That
It's
place
like
has been there for years. Like I've heard a lot of great things happen.
Yeah,
I've
speaking
never
of
been there
zero
either.
beers, they're only like $2.50 there.
No way.
Damn.
damn.
Well,
We're
let's
going to
hop
get
in the car right now and,
We're going to get not drunk at Irene's.
We're going to get hydrated at my Irene's tonight. Anyway,
The Rainbow Bistro.
oh, the rainbow.
I haven't been there in a minute,
Damn,
but they're starting
same.
to do. I can't remember which band it was, but they posted that
have
they
the
had played a show
balcony,
there.
right? The upper.
Yeah.
And the really tall stage.
Yeah.
They
Yes,
renoed
yes.
that place
If you
too.
fall off,
I've
you
seen
die.
some renos. Yeah, they redid that. It's all like spangly, and they have the neon rainbow sign in the back. Looks
that's
kind of
so
cool.
I'm really glad because that one was one that we almost lost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The owner
Super
was
close.
like, if I don't get help in the next month, the rainbow's closing. And then
The
someone
community fucking bailed him out. Well, for a bit. I don't know how it's. I don't know
Yeah.
if he sold it or you got a partner or something. But yeah, the community like saved that with just like public donations.
Yeah.
Good for you, Ottawa. At a city.
I'll never forget that back room behind the stage where like everyone who's ever played there signed the wall, like the
Yeah.
little room back there. Like
There's like a
Absolutely.
billion
So dope.
stickers and like
Yeah.
Sharpie all over the place. Not like the green room at the Brass Monkey. You ever been in the green room at the Brass Monkey?
No.
Okay. Whatever number of Sharpie dicks you think are on the walls, at least triple it.
Sweet.
It's
I not usually think about Sharpie dicks, but all right.
There's so many.
So 3.
Dicks and balls are funny.
Right.
Yeah, there's so many dicks and balls, dude.
Okay.
There's a dick-shaped airplane.
It's such a
Dick
classic
plane.
fucking
Yeah, it's
graffiti
just so
too, eh?
easy.
It's like anybody can do it. Any age can do it. 2-year-old could draw dick and balls. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Or
It's an art form that's accessible to the whole family.
It is. It is. And it doesn't matter how bad it is. It's like, I know what that is.
I know.
And it's always funny.
I'm in on the joke.
It's always funny. All right. So we started with a dick joke. We ended with a dick joke.
Nice.
Nice. Came
Pretty-
around full circle.
Pretty apropos for a room full of fucking dicks.
Yeah.
So, is there anybody you want to give a last shout out to, or any piece of advice, or anything?
I'd like to give a shout out to Carrie Hahn. He's he plays in a band called Girl Band, but he did the artwork on our last album, and he actually did the artwork on the album that we will be releasing in the future as well. Yeah, he did
That's
that.
the one.
Cool.
But the artwork for the next album is next level. He made like a life-size thing in his living room, and like created this whole thing off this concept we gave him, and then took a picture of it, and that's going to be the album cover.
As
The
opposed to like a
real-
drawing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not like a digital painting or
Yeah,
it's literally he made a sculpture
Yeah.
and photographed it for our album art, and it looks incredible. And yeah,
It's crazy. Can't wait to. Well, we could show you it today, but yeah, we can't wait to share it with the world.
Cool. That's exciting.
yeah.
Can't wait to see it. What's
Yeah.
his name?
Carrie Hahn.
Way to go, Carrie.
Yeah, and he's called Haunted Robot.
Is he local?
He's from California, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Not
yes,
that that's
local
bad.
to
It's
planet
just,
Earth.
not that that's a bad thing. I thought he was a local guy that
Americans.
I could pilfer for my podcast. Anyway,
But yeah,
could do a Zoom.
yeah, actually, you could put on if are we doing 3 songs on this podcast, we could do 2 fly downs and 1 girl band song, if you want.
hey man, it's up to you. It's your show.
Yeah, let's do it.
Nice.
Cool. You got any shout outs? Anyone you want to say hi to? Post. Hey, Post. Hey, guys from Post.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Post, Liam, Ryan, and Adam. I love you guys.
Love you guys.
Yeah. And I guess that T-Rex Marathon band is all right too. Yeah. I guess you'd mentioned a piece of advice. I guess don't get into music. You'll be poor.
Sad.
Yeah.
Unless you're okay with that, then
Yeah. Oh,
absolutely.
I mean,
like
yeah.
being
follow
poor,
your
yeah.
poor.
If you're already poor, I guess be a musician.
Yeah, you got nothing to lose.
yeah, really.
Yeah. You
Nothing to gain either.
Yeah. Yeah. If you think you've plateaued, you're here. Just ride it out.
I think success in independent music is literally like almost breaking even. That's success.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like breaking
little
even,
bit of
but
debt.
almost
Yeah, a little bit of
like,
debt.
as I said, almost breaking even.
Oh, guys, we only lost $25 on the last tour. Success.
High fives, all around.
Absolutely.
Shane,
Yeah, I just want to thank Post, all the people in Post. My wife Tony, who is a massive Goat fan, has been for years. Yeah.
that's too bad.
That's what I tell her all the time. But she
Tell her
won't
I
listen.
tell her a new record will be out in August.
My
Really?
condolences.
We came to see you guys a bunch of times. She was super stoked. But
Right.
just thank you guys in the fly downs too for keeping me around, because I know I can be a bozo.
You're fired.
Oh yeah, I guess
Fired on air.
That's what I always said, eh? Like whenever I talk to Jesse, I'd be like, well, "How's your band? How's Alex and that other fucking bozo?"
I'm okay with that.
And you know what? I guess shout out
It's
to
endearing though. It's out of love. It's out of love.
Oh,
If I didn't like you, I would probably call you Shane.
shout out
How's-
to Matt as well, who couldn't be here because he's
Oh,
at
yeah,
home
right.
taking care of his twin girls,
Yes.
who were just born this year, last year. They're very young,
This year.
younger than Shane's kid.
They were born very young.
He's doing dad duty.
They were born
also known as
super young.
Yeah. I don't know how he does it, but he's a superstar, that man.
Not a boy.
Yeah.
dad duty, also known as duty duty.
Yeah.
Duh.
When it's twins.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. No kids for me, man. I'm
Yeah.
getting a vasectomy. Did I tell you guys that?
Hey, I already got mine.
Join
Did
the
you?
club.
Yeah,
Oh,
high five.
I have my appointment on November 16th, and I don't have kids. I'm just getting one anyway. Because
Yeah.
an accident
It's
at
true.
this stage in my life is horrifying.
Right.
It's the worst thing that could ever happen to me. So
I had one. I'm done. I'm going to the snip factory, and that'll be it.
I love my kidless life.
Yeah, me too.
So there you go. Hey, man, I love kids. They're great.
Absolutely.
I love other people's kids. There you go.
You can hand them back.
Yeah,
That's right. It's
Yeah.
just like
It's when
other
you get
people's.
handed one, you're like,
I like other
this is
people's
mine.
things more than I like my things.
Can I return this?
Yeah.
We just get the cute laughing, and then we see them for half an hour, and then when they go cry at home and throw temper tantrums. So we get the
I
good.
will say that it is a completely different experience when it is your own. I didn't believe that until it happened.
Yeah.
I love you, dear.
It's too late for me.
Okay, let's take this home. So you guys don't want to play a Fly Down song at the end then?
No, I think we'll play a girl band song. It's called Girls, Guns, Grenades. It was the first song I heard by them, and it's a really good song. And hope you guys enjoy it.
That's cool, man. That's gracious. That's egoless. It's like it's to end this program all about us with someone else. I'm proud of you guys. You're growing up right before my eyes. All right, thank you so much, guys, and we'll talk to you soon. All the best, and thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks,
Get
Mike.
your feet off my coffee table. Later.
Fighting on the cliff, she hurls the killer his final vision. Blazing past invaders, she's completed her final mission. Scarred from a haunting past, yet she still remains pure. Delicate and sweet, her skin as smooth as a rose's petal. Maple clock broken, it still hangs. Cobwebs reflect the smoky shades. Black of her gun, blue of her eyes, red of her flashing muzzle. And she's not scared. 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 And she's not scared.
Hey, that was Ego and Vice episode 104. I'd like to thank the Fly Downs for giving me the honor of debuting their brand new single. Check out the Fly Downs. The link is provided in the podcast post. Right. If you want to get a hold of me, you can reach me at egoandvice@gmail.com. If you want to listen to the podcast, you can go to Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, all that fun streamy stuff. If you want to be on the podcast, shoot me a line. I'd love to have you on. Anyway, that's it for me. And in the meantime, stay cool. This unrelenting humidity, I've had enough. See you next time.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Wanna